Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on the last working day of the week. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Diana Master. Getting into the news tonight. The National Fishing Corporation of Namibia's application for leave to appeal a High Court decision that denied their application to allow Maren de Klerk to testify via video was rejected at the High Court in Windhoek on Thursday last week. The court cannot close its eyes to the fact that de Klerk is a fugitive from justice. There's no reasonable explanation why de Klerk cannot appear before this court. There's therefore no reasonable prospect of success on appeal in this case, the High Court Judge Oben Sibeya said in his ruling. The judgment forms part of the case brought by Fishcore against Seaflower Pelagic Processing, now rebranded as Princess Brand Processing and African Selection Fishing, in which Fishcore is demanding that various agreements which they claim were signed under corrupt circumstances be annulled. Swakop Uranium signed a 3-year contract to increase salaries by 5.5% for all employees within the bargaining unit for the period 1st January 2023 to 31st December 2025. This video is by Sheldon Johannes.
Okay, good morning for all our distinguished visit from the media and also distinguished guests from the BEC. And thank you, Chairman. Thank you for your very good speech and warm speech. And then thanks to our good work from both parties and the good cooperation between the two delegation teams, the negotiation progress today. Swap Uranium and the MUN has reached another milestone by signing a 3-year wage agreement. I think this agreement is a amicable one solution given the current economic situation and company business performance. We also believe this agreement will bring stability and sustainability to our business. And then, as we know, today is also the last day of the Chinese New Year holiday season. And then this year is the year of rabbit. So with this agreement, I definitely can say, I wish all of us, all employees in Swap Uranium, a blessed and fruitful year of 2023. And then, with our collective effort, we can move forward hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder as fast as the rabbit to achieve our another milestone for this year. As the Chairman mentioned, our target of 4,700 production target. So we also have a commitment to improve and to establish the best labor relationship in Swap Uranium in 2023. So anyway, lastly, congratulations for the both negotiating team to achieve this agreement. Thank you.
Employees at Nord Security Company in Ondangwa claim they are owed outstanding salaries going back months. On Wednesday, frustrated staff demanded answers from the company's owner, Willem Liebenberg. They claim the problem has persisted for too long and many have been forced to accrue debt to sustain themselves and their families. Mounting debt, one employee, Paulus Emmanuel, claimed they have been told there's no money every time they ask for their outstanding salaries. Getting into our next story, acting president of the Namibian National Farmers Union, Amon Mushiwe Kapi, says Meatco is sidelining communal farmers south and north of the cordon fence. Let's take a look at this video by Elaine Smith.
Lack of consultation, that is one point what they are heading also. Not aware of its strategy. Even also the special AGM what they are having right now is at a very short notice and was never shared with the communal unions. Our farmers who are the members of Meatco raised concern with the union leadership regarding the Midco. What we are saying, it is for the farmers. It targeted specific commercial Midco paying high prices. The trend has been going for long regarding selective engagements. That is the problem, what we see that Midco is doing, and we need them to change from that trend. Midco is in process of dissolving the NCA subsidiary, which is the only means of to save the northern farmers. No consultation fund, but they're currently doing secretly.
In our story of the day after the break, we take a look at the Ministry of Health's cervical cancer project. Stay tuned.
My.NA Property Show provides viewers with the best in-class content, engaging interviews, as well as a showcase of the latest property-related products and services. If you would like to feature your brand or your campaign on this platform, contact My.NA at synergy.com.na. My.NA Properties, more than just a roof over your head.
The Ministry of Health and Social Services held a media briefing in light of cervical cancer awareness, which is celebrated worldwide in January. Deputy Minister Esther Munyangwe shared the successes the ministry made since launching the CXCA cervical cancer program. Let's have a look.
The Ministry of Health and Social Services is mandated to promote and provide health and social services to the Namibian population. Now, these services include promotive, preventive, curative, and rehabilitative services. Through the Directorate of Special Programs, the Ministry of Health and Social Services provides the response against many public health issues in Namibia, like HIV/AIDS, and this is guided by the National Strategic Framework. The antiretroviral therapy was introduced in Namibia in the public sector in 2002 with the support from CDC Namibia through the funds from PEPFAR. Since then, the Ministry of Health and Social Services has been implementing various HIV services to provide a comprehensive package of quality of care to people living with HIV in Namibia. You might wonder why I am talking about HIV now while we are here to talk about cervical cancer. But I'm sure that you have heard the link between the two, as Doctor was explaining.
In our Community Talk segment, we take a look at the Education Minister's response for calls to step down. But first, an ad break.
Kom kuier gerus elke Vrydag aan saam met Arjouger, waar hy vooruitskouing doen van wat op die sportvelde reg oor die wêreld gaan plaasvind. Daar word op die naweek se top internasionale sportgeleenthede gefokus en plaaslike sport in Namibië asook Suid-Afrika word in oënskou geneem. Die kenners praat saam en huidige asook oudspelers gee hul mening en ons hoor grootlik sommer uit die spreekwoordelike perd se bek. Niemand weet met sekerheid wat die naweek op die sportveld gaan gebeur nie, maar iemand weet wel watter faktore die uitslae kan beïnvloed. Ons praat met daardie iemand wat weet en soms word geheim ook uitgelaat. Vrydag aande is ons in die tonnel gereed om uit te draf. Dit is jou Vrydag afspraak wat jou ingelig gaan hou voordat die spelers uit die tonnel opdraf. Sport is ons passie. Sien jou in die tonnel.
Getting into our community talk segment, Education Minister Anangi Pondoka said a person only resigns when they have failed. She said this in response to calls for her to step down following the colossal failure of NSSC learners. Let's take a look at this video by Jemima Biekas.
People are unhappy about the grade 12, the last examinations, and they want you to step down. What are your what are your responses to that?
Yeah, stepping down is one thing and correcting what should need to be done is another thing. I don't know what stepping down means. Does it mean you run away? Are you guilty? You know, when you are not guilty, you don't run away. When you know where the challenges are, the best way is to face the challenges and analyze them further as we've been doing and correct what you are supposed to. Not correct, but rather improve.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, that's my take on that one. We are doing a lot. We are taking mitigatory kind of action in order to really make sure that our children are taken care of. We know what they went through. As much as really we thought the performance could have been better, but looking at the past, these children have been are left with scars mainly from COVID. That's why what we have done now is to say those that are younger and 18 and below can be allowed to repeat full time. Because rewriting the examination is a very expensive thing. Our examination takes 2 years. It's an external examination which is done in collaboration with Cambridge. We will not be able to do it within 2 weeks. If we say we take the 2024 examination or end of 2023 examination for them now, it means we will not have an examination for 2024. So what we are doing is to really mitigate the impact through trying to allow them to repeat who can get space. And then also what we have done is through NAMCOL, we are busy allocating more funds to NAMCOL to ensure that NAMCOL move away from the block tuition where they only go for holidays. And we are saying at least do face-to-face. They are busy, they are still working out on how to do face-to-face, either 3 days a week where the children are sitting with a teacher still. For now, we haven't talked about the increase of the allocation per learner because the resources will not allow it. The strategies that we have agreed on is to rather try by all means to do what we can with the little we have. Otherwise, we will not have resources to say now we increase. But efforts are there to be able for us to improve on the teaching learning environment, especially the issue of classroom sizes, the issue of teacher availability, teacher capacity. Those are many of the things that we are working on immediately because now we are focusing on improving the results already come end 2023. We cannot really promise that suddenly there are availability of resources. Yeah.
In economic news after the break, we'll be looking at Africa's indebtedness. Do stick around for the full story.
Take a load off and tune into another episode of Brave Namibia as we take a look at both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Brave Namibia is broadcasted on NTV Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. and Oneuptwo.com, as well as broadcasted on the following Facebook platforms on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Republican, Allgemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and all Namibia Media Holdings pages. For more information, contact the Brave team at brave@synergy.com.na. Brave Namibia, for the ordinary and extraordinary Namibians.
Straight Talk is a debate competition for high school learners and a spelling competition for primary school learners, mostly focusing on current affairs among the youth. Contact Zone at synergy.com.na to share your products and services. Straight talk. Don't raise your voice, improve your argument.
Heading straight into the world of economics, the African continent fueled many debates at the World Economic Forum WEF in Davos, Switzerland. The forum's discussions centered around sustainable solutions ranging from energy transition, reimagining globalization, inclusion and diversity to prepare the world to collaborate and share equally in all future opportunities, leaving the question, how can the African continent position itself to thrive in an equitable global village? AfricaNews.com reports that 23 African countries were either over-indebted or at high risk of being so in September 2022, according to the 2023 African Economic Outlook. The outlook prepared by the African Development Bank warned that this level of indebtedness is alarming and that African countries may need more time to repay. Let's take a look at the economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at $21.26 to the pound and at $18.68 to the euro. It trades at $17.14 to the US dollar and 2 Namibian dollars and 53 cents buys you 1 Chinese yuan. Looking at commodities, gold is up with 0.02% and Brent crude is up 2.02%, trading at $87 and 86 cents per barrel. In the international slot after the break, we look at King Charles, who met with 2 survivors of the genocide.
The Evening Review is a daily interview-based talk show that dissects and expounds on current affairs as they occur in Namibia. The show aims at reaching Namibians of all age groups who seek better understanding of the state of current affairs in the country. This show is broadcasted on NTV, Oneuptwo.com and cross-shared on the following Facebook platforms: Namibian Sun and Namibia Media Holdings. The Evening Review focuses on interviews, latest news and up-to-the-minute current events. Contact Evening at synergy.com.na. Evening Review, unpacking today's pertinent issues.
Getting into our international news tonight, Britain's King Charles and his wife, the Queen Consort Camilla, hosted an audience on Friday to mark Holocaust Memorial Day on the anniversary of the liberation of the Auschwitz concentration camp. The royals received 2 survivors of genocide at Buckingham Palace to hear about their experiences and light candles in remembrance. Holocaust Memorial Day remembers the 6 million Jews and others who were systemically murdered by Nazi Germany during World War II between 1941 and 1945. The day also commemorates subsequent genocides in Cambodia, Rwanda, Bosnia, and Darfur. Stick around after the break. We take a look at the weather predictions.
Namibia's hospitality is as vibrant as its people. Join the What's Cooking team as they travel the country cooking, chatting, and celebrating local personalities and the joy of food. If you think you have a standout offering, whether it's a restaurant, bar, pop-up event, or braai stand, get in touch with the What's Cooking team at cooking@synergy.com.na and we will be there to show the world what's cooking. Programs air every Friday at 4 p.m. on all the NMH Facebook platforms, as well as on NTV, Dstv channel 285, and Gotv channel 94 at 9 p.m.
And now, the weather predictions. Thunder showers are expected in Inanna, Tsumeb and Omaruru on Saturday, while temperatures remain hot. Sunny weather is expected in Ariamsvlei with a maximum of 39 degrees, while Keetmanshoop has an expected high of 40 degrees. In the sports section tonight, we take a look at netball and some soccer news.
Sport Wrap is a daily show focusing on all sport news and current affairs. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact sportwrap@synergy.com.na.
We start off our sports news this evening with some netball. The president of Netball Namibia, Rebecca Goagose, says they are looking forward to fireworks this weekend at the MTC Premier League playoffs taking place in Windhoek at the Wanderers courts. There are two groups of teams. Team A consists of the Africat Wildcats, Wanderers, Tsumeb, Young Stars and Blue Waters, whereas Team B consists of Young 11 Stars, Maria Goretti, NC Northern Fly Ballers and Mariental Nampo. Soccer's world governing body, FIFA, prevailed in a United States appeals court over a former Nigerian national team coach seeking to overturn his lifetime ban, later reduced to 5 years for fixing matches. In a 3-0 decision on Thursday, the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan said Samson Siasia did not show why a trial court in New York had jurisdiction over his case. FIFA had imposed a lifetime ban in 2019, saying Siasia violated its code of ethics over a bribery scheme for Australian matches. The ban prevented Siasia from using his U.S. Soccer Federation coaching license. Still with soccer, U.S. Soccer Sporting Director Ernie Stewart and men's team general manager Brian McBride have decided to vacate their positions amid an ongoing shakeup at the organization, the federation said on Thursday. The federation said it was seeking a new sporting director who will be charged with hiring the men's team next head coach after Greg Bellharter's contract expired at the end of last year. Anthony Hudson will serve as the men's coach until a permanent head coach is named, and U.S. Soccer said it has hired Sportsology Group to lead the search for the next sporting director. McBride said he had decided to move on from the role he has occupied for 3 years prior to last year's World Cup, in which the team reached the round of 16. After the break, we take a look at the highlights from today's broadcast, just in case you need a quick recap.
Chill Sessions is an entertainment show that brings you the latest hit, fashion and entertainment news. If you would like to feature your brand or campaign on this platform, contact chill@synergy.com.na. Chill Sessions, bringing art and entertainment to the people.
You're watching Sunset News. If you're just joining us, here are your news highlights. The National Fishing Corporation of Namibia's application for leave to appeal a High Court decision that denied their application to allow Marin de Klerk to testify via video was rejected at the High Court in Windhoek on Thursday last week. The court cannot close its eyes to the fact that de Klerk is a fugitive from justice. There's no reasonable explanation why de Klerk cannot appear before this court. There's therefore no reasonable prospect of success on appeal in this case, the High Court Judge Orban Sibeya said in his ruling. The African continent fueled many debates at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. The forum's discussions centered around sustainable solutions ranging from energy transition, reimagining globalization, inclusion and diversity to prepare the world to collaborate and share equally in all future opportunities. In sport, U.S. Soccer Sporting Director Ernie Stewart and men's team general manager Brian McBride have decided to vacate their positions amid an ongoing shakeup at the organization, the federation said on Thursday. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook and all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, Oneuptwo.com. Sunset News screens on Dstv channel 285 and Gotv channel 94 every weekday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. I am Diana Master, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.